Today is April 24th, 2025, and I know I haven't posted a video in a while, and I promise it's not because the market has been going down a lot. If anybody has seen my last video, you will know that I did post, even though my portfolio was down pretty bad. And anybody that follows me on X would have also seen that at one point I was down 100,000. Yeah, literally back in November, I believe, I hit my first six-figure milestone. And now in April, I think in 2025, I hit my first six-figure loss milestone. So congrats to me, but I am back up to almost 125. Mostly because of today, I am up over 9%. And that finally puts me positive year to date, up about 1.33%. And the NASDAQ has also done pretty good today, but I think year to date it is still down over 8%, 8.6% to be exact. So I am finally outperforming the NASDAQ once again. I was briefly underperforming just a little bit, but I am back up to where I should be, outperforming. Before I get into a lot of my portfolio, I just wanted to update you guys on the transaction history of my account. So I believe we last left off on the micro NASDAQ futures contract that I purchased. But of course, after that, I did get my TLT dividend, and I tried to deposit $100, but I accidentally pulled it from the wrong account. I accidentally clicked my SoFi account. So it did get reversed, but trust me, I did deposit 100. You guys will see that up towards the top. But I did go ahead and buy a little bit more Nike, a little bit more REPX, and then I closed my NASDAQ futures contract for $470 profit. And then of course I did purchase a little bit more REPX, and then I did buy one more TLT just because I thought it was starting to get a little bit oversold. I did buy a little bit more VFC, and of course I bought even more REPX, and I got assigned on my cash secured put on REPX. That kind of reminds me, one of the things that I don't really like about tax lots, something that I've noticed is whenever you get assigned shares from a put, so for example, I had to buy 100 shares of REPX at 30. When you go to your tax lots, it doesn't have 30 as your cost basis. It has like this net amount, I guess, like after premium amount, that I don't really like, and it's kind of misleading because if you look at my tax lots, it'll say I bought it at around 27 because it's taking into account the option premium, even though I didn't collect $300 in option premium. I think I only made like $50 on the cash secured put. So in reality, it was probably closer to 29 or 29.50 per share is my cost basis. But that's just one of the things I don't really like about tax lots. And then I did go ahead and sell 10 shares of EA. Not because I'm bearish on it or anything. It was just me pulling a little bit of money out of my account just to kind of lower my margin, increase my buying power. And if any of you guys remember, I did have 20 shares because the original shares that I had is around 145, the original 10. And then I went ahead, bought 10 shares at around 120 when the stock crashed briefly. And now it bounced back to 145. So I'm basically just selling the tax lot that is at break even. Well, slightly in the profit, but I just consider it break even. And then of course I have to go ahead and pay my Robinhood margin interest. And any of you guys that have been paying attention to earnings today, you will know that Pepsi actually did go down after an EPS miss, I believe. And I did try to buy, I believe it was 10 shares of Pepsi before earnings, and I'm kind of happy that it did not fill all the way. It only filled one share. So I am kind of happy that it did not fill before earnings. But I did go ahead and sell basically all of my Tesla in my Robinhood. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. This sell in Tesla is just me following the trend and copying other people. I know there's a lot of people on X, on YouTube, on TikTok saying that they're going to sell Tesla. I mean, there's freaking politicians saying that they're going to short Tesla stock. There's all the crazy stuff with the, what is it, like the Cybertruck vandalism, people blowing it up or something stupid. And of course, you have all the people that are protesting Elon, saying that they're going to short the stock. This is not me following that trend at all. This is basically me just trying to build up a little bit more capital. And I just think that at this moment for me, it would be better to just cash out of my Tesla shares and just pay back that margin rather than hoping that Tesla stock will go back up. I think overall in Tesla, I was either break even or slightly in the green. So it wasn't even really about the money. I just wanted to go ahead, pull that money out, just disconnect my portfolio from Tesla for the moment. And I just think using that money to pay back some margin, increasing my buying power, would just be a better decision for me right now. But another thing that I also did with that $5,000, if any of you guys can see, I did buy Google right before earnings. And you guys will see here in just a minute exactly what I was doing. But after the Tesla sell, I did buy 4 more shares of Pepsi on the crash today. And of course, I did close my leverage Robinhood cash secured put. I believe the original amount was around 200 or 210. So I made like almost $40. And this doesn't mean that I'm bearish on Robinhood at all. It is still my number one position. That is just me kind of cleaning up my portfolio. If any of you guys are starting to notice the trend here, a lot of it is just me cleaning up my portfolio, selling that covered call on Palantir that doesn't expire until November. I just want that $1,000 in my pocket right now. Right, completely selling out of Tesla, closing my very small cash secured put on the leveraged Robinhood ETF. So I'm just really cleaning up my portfolio, increasing my buying power and slightly hedging. And of course, after the Google buy, I bought a little bit more REPX. And then literally on the earnings pop, I went ahead and sold 30 of those shares. So I didn't completely pull all of my money back out. I ended up paying a little over $60 net today. But I am 2 shares of Google richer. So if we take a look at my portfolio, I am still slightly down on my Russell micro futures contract. I still have my Nike cash secured put. And of course, I have that covered call on Palantir I just opened today. And Robinhood is up 10%, carrying my portfolio once again. Nike, of course, up 1%. Palantir up 9%. Pepsi down 4.7%. TLT up 1%, Honest up 6.4, RPX up 1.4, PayPal, SoFi, and Win all green today. And I was very excited to see that PayPal and SoFi have been stepping it up recently. SoFi actually making their Plus subscription a lot more attractive. So now you can either do direct deposit or just pay the monthly $10 and you get all the premium benefits. And one of the benefits that I thought was really cool was you actually get your own financial advisor that you can call. I have not tested that out yet, but I did think that that was a pretty cool idea. And it's actually something that I think Robinhood is trying to do. So I was happy to see that SoFi finally beat them on something. And I also did see on X that PayPal might add a yield on their stablecoin, about 3.7, or maybe it was confirmed. But yeah, so the PayPal stablecoin will start paying interest almost like a savings account. And if we take a look at my Google position, it's still not a big position, but I do have 2 more shares. So I have 4 shares of Google that is basically free. Any of you guys that have been keeping up with me for a while now, you guys will know how I got those 4 shares. I've basically been trading it in and out. So yeah, I mean, it's not actually free because I did have to somewhat work for it. But if we're talking just strictly dollars, then yeah, I do have 4 shares of Google for free. So even though my portfolio is not back to where it was before, back when it was 170, I would still say that it was a pretty successful month. Still making gains from options, from futures, and just strictly stock trading. So I am happy about that. I also saw on X a lot more people getting the Robinhood Gold card, and guys, I'm still waiting on mine. But that also reminds me, the Robinhood Q&A actually just dropped. Let's actually go to that. So we got 4 days left on the Robinhood Q&A. Are there plans to issue dividends? Now, before, like on previous earnings Q&As that Robinhood had, I would always make fun of like the questions that are like, are there plans to issue dividends or buy back more stock or give Robinhood shareholders something, like people asking for freebies, right? After seeing how much Robinhood has grown, I actually do think that paying a dividend is not the worst idea, even though I don't think they should do it right now. The closer that they get to that all-time high of 85, I actually think that Robinhood can afford a dividend and consistently grow it every single year. But a feature that I actually would like to see on Robinhood is a customizable calendar feature where it's basically an earnings calendar, like the one that people like to look at on X. I forgot what I forgot what his handle is, but I think it's Earnings Whisperer. He has a really nice earnings calendar that he puts out every single week. And I really wish Robinhood had a customizable calendar where I can input each stock that I want to follow, when their earnings are, when they pay out dividends, and just stuff like that. I think it would be really cool. And I know a lot of people have also been asking for a dividend tracker. So this could be somewhat of that dividend tracker that people have been asking for. But yeah, if anybody at Robinhood is watching this, customizable calendar, and please send me the gold card.